Hello, everyone. Hope you guys can hear me live from my bedroom. How are you guys? Hello, hello. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome. Make sure everybody can see me and hear me okay. What's up, Andre? I think Jimmy's still up in here. And what's going on? All right. Notify me. Let me see. Okay. Trying to make sure I am live here, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Interesting. All right. How are you guys today? Would you say content kids? I've been seeing a bunch of Tesla trucks in New York City in non-rich locations. Something ain't adding up. I know. You're right. What's up, Snuggles? What's going on? Hey, you know what? You know, so crazy. This is what I want people to understand too. Content kid. When things don't make sense, those are like red flags. Okay, those are red flags. So you don't just walk away from it and say, "Dang, that's weird. Why are Tesla trucks in areas where they're not supposed to be? How is that happening? That's weird. Figure out how it's happening, and then it'll make sense. That's how it all works. You know, you just find stuff. Anything that comes across weird, and I'll look into it a little further until it makes sense. All right. So good one. What's up, Snuggles? What's going on? Excuse me. All right, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is LJ Young. I'm the founder of SMD. Um, I haven't been on lives in so long, so I'm gonna just get straight to the point. All right, I'm here to share my gift, and my gift is that I know a mathematical fact, and the mathematical fact is capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative. That's a mathematical fact. All right, and the people that live on the negative side of capitalism are called debt slaves. Now, they don't know that they're debt slaves. Debt slaves are people that believe they can own with no money of their own. People that believe they can buy houses with mortgages. People that believe they can buy cars with car loans. People that believe they can save on retirement plans while having student loan debt older than the retirement plan, and save for retirement while having a mortgage. And they believe it takes 30 years to buy one house when it only takes a day. Those are called debt slaves. Now, there are millions of you guys are doing it. And the psychological part is this. You guys don't understand that none of that makes any mathematical sense at all. None of it. You can't own equity in a mortgage house. But anyway, my point is this. You guys are called debt slaves, and your debt slave papers are your credit reports. Now, your credit reports, now these are things that you guys don't know. I'm just explaining something to you, okay? Your credit reports are your debt slave papers. They keep track of all the businesses that own you. So if you look at your credit report, you'll see a whole list of businesses, pages and pages. All those businesses own you. And your credit score is nothing more than reward points for staying in debt with the owners listed on your credit report. That's it. Now, I know you guys hear me saying this, right? You guys, oh my God, he's telling everything. If everybody knows, they're gonna stop doing. No, that's the psychological part. Is this? They don't know. You guys, the debt slaves don't know the psychological part exists. So you guys don't even know. You guys don't even know that you're inside the debt matrix. That's the people on the negative side. Debt slaves live inside the debt matrix. But you guys don't know you guys live there. That's like it's sort of like we know we need air to live, right? We can't see it, we can't touch it, taste it, we can't point at it and say, "Hey, there's the air right there." But we know it's there. It's like that. We don't have to be convinced that there's air just because we can't touch it and smell it, right? We just know it's there. That's how the debt matrix is. That's like if you believe you own equity in a house that you didn't even have the money to buy, you live in the debt matrix. Now I am Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm sharing a mathematical fact with you because this is what it really is. I went to public school. Okay, I went to public school. And in public school, they taught me the number line. Zero in the middle, green numbers in positive, red numbers negative. That's it. I remember that. And we did it with money. I remember in grade school, a math teacher said, "Hey, you put $1 in, you add a dime, how much you got?" "All right, I got $1.10. Okay, if you take this and I take away 20 cents, how much you got?" "Oh, I got 90 cents. If you got $1.10, take away, blah, blah, blah," right? That's how it works. So that's all I'm doing. I just want you guys. I learned what I'm sharing with you in elementary school. We all did. You guys just chose not to use it on your finances. That was me too. I'm not even picking on you. I did the whole go to college, get excellent credit, make six figures. I want you guys to understand I did all that. And then when I got there to the six figures, right? I said, now what? What do I do here? What? Now what? Because when you don't make six figures, and the majority of you guys don't, and the majority of you guys never will, if you don't listen to me, you won't. If you listen to me, you will. But if you don't, you won't, right? The majority of you will never. That's why they always push six figures as a goal or something, because the majority, but I'm just telling you, I made it there, right? But when I got there, I was like, okay, what do I do now? I just keep working and working. And then I retire and then I enjoy life. I said, nope, I don't want to do that. I realized that once I got there, I was totally in debt. I didn't own anything I had. I didn't own my house. I didn't own my car. I had several open credit cards. You name it, I had it. All because, but I was, and the only thing I was hanging on to was my good credit. Oh, my credit score is this and that, but I was deep in debt. Now, a lot of you guys are like that. Okay, you're in the debt matrix. You don't know that are people like me that live outside the debt matrix on the positive side of the economy, but there's another level. It's the psychological part. Even some people on the positive side don't even know there's a psychological part. Some of them don't. But anyway, once you get over here, I forgot where I was going. I was going where a good place with that too. Damn it. I hate it when I do that. I hate it when I do that. But anyway, you guys do not know, since, put it this way, since you guys do not know the psychological exists, that's why you guys believe it's okay to put like two mortgages on one house, believe a house is appreciating for you even though you didn't have the money to buy it. Um, you think you can own a house with 3.5% down. You think you can own a house for 3.5% of the purchase price, 20% of the purchase price, 50% of the purchase price, 75% of the purchase price. If you inside the debt matrix, you guys believe it takes years to buy a house and it only takes one single day. Here, let me give you an example. Let me give another example. You see all these electric cars, and I'm trying to picture you guys inside the debt matrix. Okay, inside the debt matrix, you see all these electric cars that are driving around, and it looks like everybody has money because everybody has an electric car. They're just, man, Tesla's. These people must got plenty of money, good credit, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. 99% of those Teslas you see are financed. Do you guys understand that? That means the a financed Tesla makes the driver irrelevant. You guys understand that? It doesn't it doesn't matter how much a person makes inside of the debt matrix. You guys are all the same. You guys are like, here, let me give you another. Here's a great example so you guys can get it. You know when they put you guys in a lower class, middle class, upper class. You guys, you're like, okay, my salary is this. I must be in that. When they talk about classes, they're talking about positive classes. Positive, lower people that make a certain amount in the lower category who are debt free. They're talking about people with actual money. Those are you guys. You guys don't know that that's not real for you. That none of money doesn't even exist for you inside the debt matrix. Now, I'm one of the rare people that can. This is one. This is one piece of the psychological, just one single piece that I can share with debt slaves that have no idea that it exists, but I can do it through mathematics. And if I show you through mathematics, and if you don't believe the math, there's nothing else I can do for you. Nothing. I just got to walk away. Now here, I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean that I say when I say actual money doesn't exist for debt slaves. Okay, so hold $20 in your hand. Open up the calculator app in the other and put in $20 minus your car payment and hit enter and hit equal. Now listen to me. Listen to the words. Okay, according to the calculator, you don't have $20 in your hand. Now this is the point. This is like I'm bringing you to the door of the debt matrix. Like you can stay, you can open the door and leave, or you can stay there. So here's the door to open or close. You can either believe the calculator, which is the laws of mathematics inside that little thing in your phone, right? Basically, right? Which no human on earth has ever broken. Remember that. No human on earth that has ever been born has broken the laws of mathematics ever. You could choose to believe the calculator at that moment and you get to walk through the door, and then you just walk to the positive side and you leave. That's the wonderful thing about capitalism, people, it's a choice. You get to choose. When you come to the positive side, the banks are not evil and mean. They're not doing anything to anybody. They're not doing nothing. They're not doing nothing to nobody. You got to really think about it. Think about it. Do you go to the bank or does the bank come to you? What when you look for a house, does the bank come to you and say, "Hey, we heard you were looking for a house and we're here to give you some money or something"? I don't know, whatever. No, you go to them. Do you understand that? And the reason, listen, and the reason why you go to them, because you think a mortgage inside the debt matrix, you guys believe you can buy a house with a mortgage, in which you can't. Here, let me give you something. Let me give you something very obvious to me right now. Okay, let me give you something obvious inside the debt matrix. Okay, so when you here's something. No, here's a better one. I want you to pick any Tesla review about, a full review about their gas mileage and how much wattage they're doing or whatever, and this and that, whatever, right? All I want you to do is go to their page and say, "Hey, did you finance that Tesla?" If they finance the Tesla, everything they're doing on the video is irrelevant. No, excuse me, not irrelevant. Everything they're doing for the video are only for people who pay cash for Teslas. That's the only way their video would be valid. Do you understand? People that, put it this way, if there was a guy who financed a Tesla and did a review on the Tesla and said, "Hey, the Tesla is this fast and it got this much wattage and blah, 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 blah," and I go and buy a Tesla cash, that same Tesla in cash, Everything he did in the video is valid only for me, not for him, because he didn't have the money to even buy the car to do the stuff. Do you understand? There are millions. You see how many Teslas on the road? 99% of them are financed. Here's the chess move. I think this is where I was going. Here's the chess move. Tesla's about to, and this is just my opinion, but it seems pretty obvious to me. It seems pretty obvious. Tesla is, as soon as they launch their ride share something program, something, you see all those Teslas on the road? That's their fleet. Do you guys understand? All those cars, all those people have payments. And then they'll come with, hey, we'll pay some of your payment or something. Who knows what they'll make up? Some kind of incentive for the debt slaves who finance Teslas. Listen, I guarantee you, inside sometime in the contract, you have to have the Tesla fully charged, clean. It must have self-driving mode and stuff. You guys got to pay for all that, and you guys don't even have the cash to buy the Tesla. So you're going to finance the auto drive switch or whatever. You guys are going to finance it all, and they're going to use your cars. Goodbye Uber. Goodbye Lyft. You see all those videos of people, all the customers that feel hostage about having to give a tip on some fast food where they really don't want to, but they really don't want their food messed with. Bye bye. All you people stealing food and messing up the restaurant's business. See you later. You guys are out of here. All those finance Teslas are about to take over the whole thing. That's obvious to me. That's very obvious to me. So if you're smart, if you have money, you should buy some Teslas, buy about 10 to 20 of them. And when Tesla comes up with their program, you're ready. You're good to go. Hey, I got auto drive on all 10. They're all updated with the latest software. I got it charging places and everything. Everything's set up. We're good to go. Let's go. Let's get it going. You're going to be able to get a car in 5 minutes. Do you understand that? Nobody's messing with that for a very, very long time. Congratulations, Tesla. Now, if you lived outside the debt matrix, you could see that. Starlink, Mini, all this stuff, man. You guys have no idea. Internet companies are shaking it in their boots. Do you guys understand that? You guys don't even get it. Don't even get it. You guys don't even see what's happening. Tesla semi out too, sure is. Tesla Airbnb, goodbye. But if you come to the positive side, hey, I know what the big boys are. Okay, hey, if I had the dough, that's exactly what I would do personally. That's what I'd be ready for it. It's coming. Nobody's stopping that. Hey, listen, which driverless car are you gonna take? Are you gonna take a Tesla, a cool Tesla, one of the cool, your pick? Hey, which one? I bet you they're gonna charge different prices for the different kind of Tesla. If you want a Tesla truck, you better believe that's gonna be at the top of the. That's gonna be at the top of. Which one you think they're gonna pick? A Tesla truck or one of those other ones with the spinning stuff all over and this stuff and goodbye all that money. Listen, those guys are out of here. Nobody's gonna take those cars. Nobody's getting in them. They just wasted all that money, all of it. You guys don't even see it. Inside the debt, here, let me give you an example. Inside the debt matrix, you guys believe you can save for retirement while having a mortgage. You believe you can invest while having a mortgage. None of that is mathematically true. None of it. You can't do any of that. And you're probably thinking, well, Dave Ramsey's plan says, Once you get down to your mortgage, you start putting away money into retirement and this and that. Hey, listen. If you want to believe that something that's mathematically impossible, you go right ahead. That's your business. I don't listen. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if it's Dave Ramsey. I don't care if it's Dave Ramsey. He can't break the laws of mathematics. What do you? Who? So what? That's called business. Do you guys understand that? Anything that breaks the laws of anything that breaks the laws of mathematics, that's called business because that's impossible. You can't do that. Because listen, if he said, hey, if he actually told you and said, hey, you really can't do that, there goes all that business because that takes way too long. Half of you guys are never going to pay off your house anyway. Probably get a divorce, somebody cheats, something, lose a job, anything is going to happen in 30 years. Think about it. I remember, listen, so you guys don't feel excluded, right? I remember the first time I signed up for a mortgage and I was sitting across from that table from the banker or whoever I was, and that thick stack of papers, sign here, initial here. So I didn't know what I was signing, why, what for. This is escrow. This goes there. This is for the taxes. You don't want to get caught back because when you guys are in the debt matrix, you guys hear the word taxes. You guys heart starts pounding and the IRS. And you guys, oh my God! But when you come to the positive side, you just follow the rules, and then you don't have to worry about it. Then you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Like here, let me give you an example. I have a couple of businesses, right? Right. So these businesses are tied to the business account. Anything I do is spent out of that account. So when it's time for the tax person to come, I say, here it is. Everybody can see everything. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works. So you don't have to be scared of nothing because you're just following the laws. That's it. Taxes are your friend when you come to the positive side. They're not evil. As soon as you hear somebody get emotional about taxes, here, let me give you a reason why you guys get so emotional about taxes. It's because you guys finance them. Do you guys understand that? But here, let me give you a simple example. This is a base example. It doesn't mean the car really costs this much. I'm just trying to give you an example. So say like this. Say like you went to finance a car and the car costs $10,000. Okay. And the taxes were $2,000, right? You guys will finance $12,000. You see, you wrap the taxes into the loan and then you finance the whole thing and then you put interest on top of that. That's why you guys don't like taxes because you guys finance them. You're not supposed to finance taxes. When I go down, like, if I have to ever physically, listen, when I have to physically go down to the tax place to do something or whatever, which is rare, do you know how long the line is for people to make payments on their back taxes? Do you guys ever see that? You guys need to pay attention to that. That's important. That's very, and if that's you, if you're going in line and you're standing in line and you're making payments on listen, if you're making payments on your back taxes and car payments at the same time, that's where you're messing up. That's why they charge listen, that's why they charge interest on back taxes because you guys have car payments and you're behind on your taxes. That don't go together. See, you got to be penalized for that, for not knowing. You can't do that. What are you making car payments for and you're behind on your taxes? That doesn't make sense. Behind on your taxes and you're driving a Lexus. That doesn't make sense. That only happens in the debt matrix. You guys don't know, like you guys don't know that everything you buy, you have to ask the bank. If you want a house, you have to ask the bank. If you want to buy a car, you have to ask the bank. If you want to go on vacation to get a credit card, you have to ask the bank. And you're a grown up. That trust me, when I was in the debt matrix, I probably wouldn't have woke up. Somebody would have said that, but I would have kept just reiterating. But whatever I'm saying is mathematically true. It is true. That means it's true. But I want to reiterate to you, debt slaves do not know the psychological exists. So they have no idea. And I want the SMD family members to understand this too. I want you guys to get used to this because this is what I'm coming into. They don't understand anything I'm saying, nothing. They're probably looking at me, hey, he's old. That's dumb. Nobody's talking about that. He's thinking about way back in his day. You know what they're saying? 1+1 = 2. That's old. Math doesn't get old. So when you hear people say that, and this is going to happen to you guys, oh, that's dumb. That's math is dumb. What do you mean math is? I don't get it. Oh, that's old. What do you mean math is old? I don't get that either. It's been around before any of us were born. So what are you talking about? They don't know. That's the that's the beautiful thing about it. They don't know that they live in the debt matrix. And the S&D family, I want you guys to clearly understand that. They do not know. So don't get frustrated. Oh, that's stupid. Now, this is how I want you to always look at it, okay? When you see a debt slave doing something that that is clearly financially dumb, if they're doing it, they obviously don't know not to do it because they are doing it. It's psychological. If they're doing it, they obviously don't know, so don't interfere. Just go, oh, okay, whatever. I had to practice this. I had to understand this. Uh, Sooner rise, I'm sure I did, because I'm gonna tell you this: if I don't even know what type of loan I had, I'm pretty sure it was FHA loan. It was horrible. I'm sure it was. And let me tell you something. What's so crazy about that Sooner rise? That particular place, I remember having a one year we had a really bad rainstorm. I mean, it was horrible. It was really, really bad. And this is in Seattle, Washington, right? And it flooded that house out. I was so mad. It flooded it out. I lost it. Blah, blah. But that was a blessing because I didn't know what I was into. Even though I remember when I finally got into it because everybody, when you don't know, you've never had a mortgage before. And this is for the young people. I hope you guys are listening. For those of you that have never had a mortgage before, you got all these people telling you stop throwing away money on rent. That's inside the debt matrix. Okay, that's a program. Oh crap! Damn it! Sorry, my phone fell over. Sorry about that. I kicked the thing. Sorry about that. Let me put it back up. All right, here we go. Oh, sorry. Oh crap! Had it perfect set. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. Damn. Now I forgot where I was at. Damn it. I never finance a car again thanks to this channel. Buying cash cars now. Yep. I just fixed my car, lost only 1,000. Oh, okay. Car cost 1,000 to fix. A dead slave would have traded it in and got it. Yep, sure would have. You know what would have happened, Sooner Rise? They would have said, hey, don't waste $1,000 on that old car. That car is only worth 3,000. Why would you blah, 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 running that program. That's a program. It was a blessing when I totaled my $30,000 Audi. Yep. Yes, it was. Hey, I'm glad you brought that up. Ain't that crazy? When I got that house, I told you when I got in that house, it got flooded out. I was so upset. I was like, "Oh my God, my house! I lost all this money. I didn't own nothing," and it ended up being a blessing. Then I didn't really realize that at the time, but now I do. Let me think of some other things inside the debt matrix that you guys believe you can do. Let me point out the things that. Okay, let me give you an experience of mine. I remember one time, I went to Mexico for vacation. Okay. And I remember being on the beach, and I had ran into this older German couple. Okay. And they call it holiday when they go on, hey, we go on holiday, And they asked, hey, how long are you here? And I said, oh, 7 days a week. The average debt slave vacation is 1 week, 1 week a year. Oh, just to say that out loud. 1 week vacation after you work a whole year. Oh my. Anyway, I said like this. I said, I said, I'm here for a week. I said, how long are you guys here? They said 2 months. I said, 2 months. Wow. I said 2 months in my mind. Oh, they must be rich. They must be retired. Blah, blah, blah. No, when you're debt free, you can do all that. You can do, that's nothing. You don't listen, you don't have to be rich to go on vacation for a month. You don't. You don't. You just got to be debt free. That's the difference. Like when you here's a good one for all these computer engineers, okay? Let me tell you what happened to me. All right, so I was a computer engineer for 20 years. All right, for the IT people, VMware, virtualization engineer. Okay, that's what I was. So the global, okay, DMZ, blah blah blah, virtual machines, servers, da da da. Right? I remember when I became debt free, I still kept my job for one more year. Okay. And let me tell you what happened, which was weird to me. I mean, I know what it is today, but I didn't know what it was then. I remember when I became debt free, everything changed for me in that year. I wasn't accepting things from higher ups the way they spoke to me. I wasn't allowing that anymore. Uh, I was speaking up more for myself during meetings. I wasn't shy to get the boss mad. I'm like, hey, this is a business. I need to ask this question. It wasn't a big deal. But after a while, I remember every time I was going to work, it was bugging me because I remember I was like, I just drive this same way to work. It's automatic. I know automatically which potholes to ditch. I mean, I wasn't even thinking anymore. I was just like, don't hit that pothole. Get through that light. That light is too long. Blah blah blah. And then once I got to the building, into my cubicle, I felt like when I got into the building, which was normal for me for years, to walk in, scan my badge, come in, hi, hey everybody, have coffee, chit chat in the kitchen, BS for a little while, and then finally get to your desk, sit down and start work. I started feeling like a caged animal. I would pull up into the parking lot that I came to, same parking lot that I always came for years. I would pull up in the parking lot and I would look at the building and I would say to myself, I got to be in there for 8 to 9 hours today. And then I got to repeat it again and again for 5 days. Not only that, as an IT engineer, I have my phone, and I made the huge mistake of adding my work stuff to my phone. Absolutely not. Absolutely. I don't care how much they're paying, how much they reduce your phone bill. That's why they pay so much, so they can have 24-hour access to your life. Absolutely not. Separate phone. I felt like a caged animal. And I remember when I left, I was like, wait a minute. I leave work and my phone is still dinging. That's something that was normal for me before. I would normally, when I was in debt, I would just grab my phone, pick it up. Oh, that's so and so. Oh, he emailed. Let me just email him back. Listen, anything after 5 o'clock, if I send an email, I'm doing it for absolutely free. I did that all the time because it wasn't a big deal. I was on my way. I'm in my car. That's free. I don't care what it is. The business is not paying for it. Hey, but since you attached your phone to it now, and since they're paying for part of your phone bill, guess what? Psychologically, you feel obligated. You don't even realize. I didn't realize I was doing that. I didn't realize I was doing that. I would be home. Listen, IT people. I would be home. Only in the debt matrix people do that, because listen, there are people who are debt free that have jobs, but they don't do that. They don't allow any of that. They don't beg for overtime, doing all that stuff. You guys, that's dead giveaway. If you're begging for overtime, you are telling your job you are in debt, and you will take anything that they will do to you. That's what you're telling. I'd rather be here at work than home with my family and my children and spending time with them. I'd rather be here making money. Only in the debt matrix. Only in the debt matrix. Only in the debt matrix. Now, I know you guys come to this channel, you guys see all these financial people, positive. Listen, and I want you guys to understand something. The people that are the finance people that are telling you that you can invest while having a mortgage, it doesn't make them bad. That's called business, okay? They're not doing anything evil. That's how it works. If they tell you you can do something that's mathematically impossible and you believe it, whatever. That's how, whatever. They're not lying. That's just how it works. You come to the positive side and see that, oh, okay. Because I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying come to the positive side and if you want to finance some houses for renting for a business, I'm not saying not do that. This is what I am saying. If you do that, understand this. You don't earn any profit until the bank is paid back first. Okay. That's according to the laws of mathematics. Okay. You don't, if you understand this, you will pay the place off faster with taxes included, tax savings and stuff, because you have no money coming out to you. All that so-called profit, I mean, mathematically, if you keep it there, it is profit, but it stays there. It doesn't come to you. It stays there. And if you understand this, you don't profit anything until those houses are paid off, until the bank paid back first. You will pay those houses off faster, because you will be doing it with the help of tax savings. Do you understand? That's how it works. You guys in the debt matrix, you guys have no idea that you can't save any money on taxes. None. You can't reduce yourself in your personal tax bracket. I don't care what your tax person says to you. They can't. You can't. You can't. I can prove what I'm saying. Understand this. When you hear me talk about, hey, your tax professional can't say this and prove that, blah, blah, I can prove what I'm saying. Understand that. Never forget that. Okay? I can prove mine. They're just yip yapping. They're just running the program. It's business. Hey, listen, I don't care. It doesn't make them bad. But listen, if you want to become wealthy, generationally wealthy, and I know you guys hear that term a lot, I'm for real. I can prove it. Do you understand that? Prove it. I can prove it. I always remember that. I can prove what I'm saying. And the younger, the better. Because you guys are young enough to remember you guys are young enough to still remember your math teacher's name in elementary school. Think about your elementary school math teacher, and think about the number line that they showed you. 0 in the middle, positive in green, negative in red. Take the number line and apply it to your finances. That's it. This is a better yet. This is what I want you to do. Young people, because your debt is probably big to you, but it's not. It's not really not. Okay. This is what I want you to do. Go get your debt on your credit report. Go get your total debt. Write it down on a piece of paper. Go get that number line that your grade school teacher taught you, and then set it down on the table, write it, put it out, and then take that number, and then take that large negative number and place it where it goes on the number line. That's where you're going to start to become a millionaire. You got to start there. That's how far you are away from a millionaire. Now, remember this, young people, because you guys are probably in $20,000, $30,000 of debt. We got debt slaves with 2, 3, 4, 5 mortgage. You had the mortgage. you had the student loan debt, you had the credit card debt. I know what it looks like on the outside, but it's not what it is. It's not. All you got to do is go up to the people that so-called have money and say, hey, do you own that? This is how you know without even really asking. I'm gonna give you psychological questions because they think it's normal. You go up to them and say, hey, are you a homeowner? You own that house? They're gonna say, yeah. They're all proud. Yeah. You say, this is what you say. Did you get a pretty good interest rate on it? And then if they say something like, oh yeah, it was good. Hey, listen, that's it. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know nothing else. They don't own nothing. They don't own nothing. Because here's a different example for a person that actually owns a house. If you said that to you say, hey, are you a homeowner? Yeah, I'm a homeowner. They say, did you get a pretty good interest rate on it? What? Interest rate? No, no. No, I own this. I pay cash for it. Yeah. See the difference? Immediate. People on the positive side know you can't buy a house with a mortgage. You can't. It only takes one day to buy a house, not 30 years, not 50 years, not 10 years, not 15 years, not 10 years, one day. When you guys compete with each other, oh, I'm not stupid. I didn't get a 30-year. I got a 15-year. You guys don't know. That's you guys just talk amongst each other, talking that stuff. The debt slave. We call that slave splaining. When you guys compare interest rates and who got better credit scores, and I got a 10-year mortgage, you got a 15, that makes me better, whatever. No, none of it's good. None of it. The debt matrix is like I said earlier, it's like kind of explaining air. It exists. It just works. Like say you finance a car, right? That means you didn't have the money to buy the car. So when that car needs tires, guess what you're going to do with the tires? You're going to finance tires. That's why tires cost what they cost. You guys understand that? There is no reason that tires should cost as much as they cost. They're on everything. You know why they cost what they cost? Because you guys finance them. That's why. If you didn't finance tires, they wouldn't cost as much. They wouldn't. I mean, they cost that much for you guys, but they don't cost that much for people on the positive side because we don't finance them. Say like, say like I really wanted a Tesla, really, really bad. Say like I wanted a Tesla truck, top model truck, blah, blah, blah. This is what I would do. I would wait till you guys finance it. And then when you can't make the payments, it's going to get repoed. And then I go buy it from there in cash. That's how I do it. I wouldn't buy what you guys do. The bank don't want those. You see how many Teslas on the road? You think the bank wants those Teslas? Come on, you guys. They don't care, man. That's a chess move, baby. Can you imagine this? Imagine this. Imagine all the Teslas that get repoed, and then just before Tesla launches, they come in and say they offer the bank X amount of dollars to buy all these repo Teslas. You think the bank's gonna turn down that money? Absolutely not. They're gonna take that money. That's a lot of Teslas. Those Teslas are getting repoed, people. So don't be jealous of people in Teslas. Okay, those all you gotta do is go to a repo yard. They're getting repoed. Yeah, the bank's outing that. Yeah, that's okay to say, hey man. Hey man, proud to say it now. People think rent is throwing money away, so they justify it by going hundreds of $1,000s in debt. Yep, paying for the same house twice. Hey, they don't know they're part of the program. They're part of the program. I always find that wild. Might have to get a roommate to get out. You know what? Let me tell you something. Once I became debt free, I started getting into more of my once you get to here, time is at the top level. Okay. And I like my time, my peace. Uh I did the roommate thing once when I was like 18. I didn't like it. I never did it again. So I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I shout out to you guys that can do the roommate. I just could never do that, because what if you get somebody that, I don't know, man. What if they just wasn't raised right or something? I don't know. You guys, now here, let me give you guys some game for you guys younger people, okay? So you guys, and I really want you to just listen to what I'm saying, okay? Because a lot of it's psychological. It's getting hot in my room. Sorry, might have turned this air on. I hope it's not getting too loud. Let me know if it's too loud, okay? If the AC is too loud. All right. Let me know if you guys can still hear me or not, because I can. It's loud in the back, but this might have it might have noise cancellation or something. But one thing I didn't realize growing up in my 20s and 30s is up here. The mental. Like when you go out into the world when you're young, you don't realize. I did not realize I was going out into the world with the perspective that was given to me by my mother, okay, which was love, understanding, uh, I mean, no problems, no nothing. It was perfect, really. And I grew up in the projects in Seattle, and it didn't feel like it. Really, it didn't. It really didn't feel like it, and it was thanks to my mother, because she was strict on me, chores, this and that. I had, and I kind of, when I think about it now as I'm growing up, I remember being I remember being in grade school, and I came across a friend of mine, and I forgot how the word chores, how chores came up, and he said, "I ain't got no chores," and that literally shocked the shit out of me. Literally, I was like, "What? You don't have any chores?" I went home and told my mom. I was like, "Mom, little Johnny said, he don't have any chores," and da da da. She was like, "So what they got to do with you?" I was like, "Nothing." She was like, and I was like, and and I just left. I was like, okay, well, that was that. But that taught me a lot, though. All that stuff was important. It was, but anyway, you guys really, if I could do it all over, I would have found myself first, because I know you guys really don't understand what that means, but I have, and you will know if you ever do, you will know what I mean. Found myself first, found the peace, everything in myself, fixed everything outside, getting rid of people. That was easy part, that including family. That's easy. But the internal stuff, you got to fix all that. Once you fix that, everything's good. And then go out, because I would have paid attention to the mental state of my friends, uh, relationships. Like now it's going to be very difficult for a woman to even get sick. First, she can't be in debt. Let me just tell you how it is now. Okay, she can't be in debt. That eliminates like 99% of women, and that's not even being saying, hey, only women in debt. That's 99% of all you guys, men and women. You guys are all in debt. You guys think it has something to do with men and women. You guys are all in there. It doesn't matter. But that saves me going on a date, because first I have to talk to them on the phone, and the normal conversations are, hey, what do you do? Where do you live? Blah 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 blah, and then they got jobs and stuff like that. Okay, what do you own a house? They love to brag on that. You got to, soon as they mention mortgage, that's it. And if they got a nice car, that question's coming. Hey, did you get a good interest rate on your car? Oh yeah, it wasn't bad. That's it. I'm 54. I'll be 55 in December, right? I only look like this because I started taking care of myself in my 20s. Okay. I'm telling you guys, I hope you guys are paying attention. Make sure you're taking care of yourself as you get older, because for the guys that didn't take care of themselves, stuff stopped working, things are not looking right. That doesn't change the way a woman feels and sees. She wants, hey, listen, I hope you're paying attention. You're going to save yourself a lot of time, money. I don't even have to worry about it. She already, listen, Whatever woman, I'm cool with being by myself. Let's make sure that's straight. I'm absolutely fine with it. Okay. She already has to be here. You understand? I'm 55. I'm 54 going on 55. Excuse me. She has to be here. I ain't got time to be teaching nobody nothing. Hey, you can do it. You can get out of debt. Nope. I ain't doing none of that. I know the psychological exists. I don't have no time to make a person believe it. Oh, why rents versus mortgage? Nope, that's for in the debt matrix. I don't got time for none of that. For the young people that want to prosper into the future, become wealthy, no, but listen, 99% of people in the world will not be able to financially fool you because they don't know that capitalism is psychological. They don't know. All you got to do is listen to a debt slave speak, brag on their credit score, their credit report, their properties. And when they start opening their talking, listen, as soon as they start opening their financial portfolio, you see the bank's names on every single one of their properties. They don't realize if they listen, when they open their financial portfolios into people in front of people that know, and we look at it and we see the bank's name on every single one of the properties, that makes you part of their portfolio, not vice versa. No, you were part of their financial portfolio, not the other way around, but you guys don't know that. That's not the bank's fault. Their name is clearly on the properties. They're hiding nothing. Do you guys understand that? Nothing. You come to them. What are you talking about? You came to them because you didn't have the money to buy it, right? Right. Okay. So when you see, listen, young people, when you see people, I want you to listen close. When you see people bragging about what they have and the house, and you just ask them, you got a mortgage? Yeah. Don't listen to them no more. They're running the program. They don't know. What I teach will put you light years ahead of all the debt slaves. They don't even know they're debt slaves yet. They're a long ways away. I will put you here, like the Star Trek Enterprise. I will beam you here. You will thank me for the rest of your life. That's what you will do. I promise you that. You will thank me for the rest of your life. And this ain't even it. I have another channel, the Sixth Sense channel. That's a whole nother level. I'm just trying to help you guys get out of there. I hope the young people are listening. When you see the economy do all this and that, it's not rough for everybody. It's only rough for the people that don't know. Only for the people that don't know. It's only rough for them. It's not hard to see what's coming. You can literally see it coming. When you're on the positive side, you understand all the properties with mortgages are available to you. It's just what price. That's it. They don't have any money. The bank, listen, you see all the properties that you see. The banks already know everything. Who's doing what? Who's not paying their payments? What area is not doing the most? Who's behind? They already know because you guys everything. When I think about it, here I am, college educated, six-figure earner, computer engineer. Ooh, and I didn't do simple math to say the banks own everything. Oh yeah, well shit, whatever. Listen, that is crystal clear. That is not even a okay. Once you understand that, you figure out taxes are your friend. Taxes help build wealth. They don't take they take away wealth when you're in debt. All you got to do is if you don't believe me, go see any tax professional and go just like this. Hey, say just like this. Mathematically speaking, if I have a mortgage, is it really 100% impossible for me to lower myself in my tax bracket? The tax professional has to say yes. Do you guys understand that? They have to say yes. They have no option. They have to tell you yes. And then after that, they're going to tell you some other garbly goop and stuff and this and that and da da da. Hey, listen, and I want you guys to understand this. Anything outside of mathematics, if you choose to listen to it, that's your business. You do whatever you want. That's a choice. Anything outside, after they tell you yes, and then they start running some other stuff, and if you choose to listen to it, hey, whatever. You're going to be there forever. You're going to be just like them, just like the financial tax person. And this is all you got to do. And if the person starts running all this stuff, you turn to them and say, do you have a mortgage? They're going to tell you yes. That's why they're doing all that stuff, because they don't know. They have a mortgage. How's the tax person going to tell you about taxes and they got a mortgage and they're telling you they're saving money on taxes and they got a mortgage? You can't do that. Well, Linnell, it looks like that on paper. I know it does, but not, on the calculator it doesn't. Guarantee you that. But when you come to the positive side, you're like, oh, okay. So if I do this and tell the IRS that and tell them everything I need to know, everything connects, and then everybody makes the money. Yes, everybody makes the money. See, here, so you guys can understand. Okay, here you go. Take a piece of paper, draw a circle, and say me, and then draw a line. Taxes, everything you got to pay. Taxes, rent, credit cards, this, that, and this, refinance, renew, mini payment loans, and this and that. Okay, now imagine you scribbling out your name, scribbling out your name, and then writing in your business. See, look, you just took yourself out, and now your business is paying everything. Your taxes, your property taxes there, that bill, that bill, that bill. Your business is paying all that, not you. You're not paying it anymore. When you come to the positive side, that's what you do. So say like this. This is how you legally don't pay taxes anymore. Like you guys don't really understand this. Okay. Most of you guys will never really, right? This is how you legally never pay taxes anymore. Say like the IRS says, hey, LJ, you owe $2,000. This is what I do. I go into the business account, I grab the money, and I say, here, IRS, here's the $2,000. I didn't pay anything. My business paid it. You see it? You see how it works? I didn't pay it. My business paid it. That's how it works. I legally don't pay taxes. See, that's how you do it. You say, I know they come to me and say, hey, you owe this personally, LJ. I know they said that, but I go, okay, I get it out, bring it to me, give it to them. See, I can't go put it so you guys understand. I can't say, hey, business, pay my personal taxes. No. Okay. No. Pull it. Me. So we know it's personal. I'm paying it. see the difference? See? It's the flow. It's the flow. It's not really difficult. Any questions? Man, if I knew this, I remember being inside the debt matrix as in my 20s and 30s. I knew something was wrong. I just couldn't put my finger on it. Because see, this is the problem with the young people. You guys don't really understand that. You guys think money looks like something. You guys think money looks like a Ferrari, a new Corvette, a new Tesla truck. Money that listen, when you have money, you can make it look like anything you want. That's the lovely thing about having money. You can make it look like anything. You can make it look rich, make it not look rich. You can just be normal. People don't think rich, like think about it. You don't think a rich person would buy a Toyota Camry? You don't think you don't think that? Come on, you can't think like that. You can't. You cannot be thinking like that. Okay. That's why you got to remember if you go buy a Ferrari and you drive it around, you got to know you're going to get attention. You have to know that. You know that's what it's going to do. Good question. Very good question. How was your mental state while getting out of the debt? That's a good question. Um, okay, so here is the weird part. Okay, Brandon. Okay, when I was first getting out of debt, I was just trying to get to zero. Okay, the psychological part of getting out of debt really wasn't. I didn't know that part was going to come. Right. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm almost to zero. And then once I got to zero, uh, this feeling started. This feeling started coming over me. Sorry, you guys. This feeling started coming over me. Like, man, this feels so free. Wow. I just don't. I don't. I don't really think about the 30-day bills coming anymore because you guys. I was programmed for every 30 days a bill. Every 30 days, here's a debt. Here's a debt. You got to pay all your bills every 30. Once I got out of debt, I realized nothing was coming to my mailbox. I was like, man, that feels good. I'm not scared of my mailbox anymore. And I didn't realize that I was because I would dread going to the mailbox because was I going to get a another increase in something? Because I was pretty responsible for my payments. I didn't really worry about late payments and stuff like that because I didn't do none of that. But I still worried about how many bills are, what's the interest rate on this? Did they jack it up or put it down or something? It's always stuff like that. But I didn't have that no more. So it started changing my state of mind. And I started really feeling good and relaxed because I didn't have this. When you're in debt, you don't realize you have this weight. I had this weight over me that was constantly every single day, but but since I lived with it every day, I thought it was just part of life. Once I got out of debt, it was like this big weight just lifted off my shoulders that I didn't know that it was on my shoulders until I did it. And then that's when things really started changing. I started going to work. I started feeling like, damn, I'm gonna be here all day for 8 hours in this building. I couldn't wait to go to lunch. Every time I went to lunch, I didn't want to come back. It was just changing everything. I was making even though my managers, they were never rude. I didn't really have rude managers or something like that, but I was just more bold in meetings. I was clear to ask questions. Hey, what happened last week? You guys didn't follow because you know how managers, they'll have a meeting and they will talk about something in the meeting and say, okay, we'll follow back up with that in next week's meeting or whatever. And then you get back to the meeting, they don't bring it up. I would stop and say, hey, you were supposed to follow up with the last thing. What happened with that? That's what I would say. Because what would they say? Be quiet, you know what I'm saying? But you just I started looking at jobs different. It was a weird experience because I started sharing with my friends too, but they wasn't trying to hear it, so it was weird. So, but it was a wonderful feeling. My mental state started really. I could feel my brain. People are really okay. Here's a better way to say this one. Here's a better way to say this one. Imagine all this stuff in life: debts, relationships, fighting, kids, courts, job, all of this stuff on your brain every single day. Every day. It's just there. You don't really get a good sleep because you go to sleep worried and stressed. You wake up because you got to deal with the same stresses that you went to sleep. Over years of that being on your brain, I want you guys to understand how powerful the brain is. But you're still functioning. You're still going to work. You're still paying bills. Imagine what the brain can do. I'm explaining this to you. Well, imagine what the brain could do with none of that. That's where I'm at now. My brain has none of that today. None of that. So you already know. My brain's I can't really explain how fast it's just expanding. It's just really hard to explain. It's called neural neuroplasticity. Look that up. Neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity. Yeah, neural. Thank you, Jim. We appreciate it, man. It's been a long time, man. I want to get on the camera for you guys. I know you guys like seeing me on camera. You haven't seen me in a long time. Probably see if I try to get fat or nothing. No, I don't get fat, baby. I don't get fat. Nah, 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 cat, nah, I know you guys be tripping. 55, yeah. Still, look, you guys can see the six pack through the. You guys can still see the six pack through the shirt, right? You can see it. Look at that. Yeah, you can still see it. Yeah. Was the hardest when you first found you needed to be free from the debt matrix, or was it harder to deal with when you were close to zero? Well, let me reread that. Was it the hardest first when you found you needed to be free? Well, okay, I want you to understand the terms that you're using now. Okay, Brandon. I didn't know the debt matrix existed. So I didn't know to even use the word debt matrix. You see what I'm saying? I didn't know I was in it. All the terms that we're using right now, that's because I discovered it. And you see how you just casually use see how you casually use it? That took me years to come to that, and now you have it. You see what I'm saying? Now you're like, hey, did it take you a long time to get out the debt matrix? Well, I didn't know it was the debt matrix when I first got out. I didn't know that existed. But now that I've given this knowledge to you, you don't even know that you're just using it. You can't like you use it with me because you know I understand exactly what you're saying, but you know you can't go out to the debt matrix. You can't go out to the people and say, hey man, you know if you finance that phone, you're in the debt matrix. They'll be like, what? Debt matrix? What are you talking about? Whatever. I'm getting a new Fold Flip Z56072 or whatever, right? They ain't trying to hear you. But I'm saying this to you, Brandon, because I want you to understand how you are now casually talking to me. Just the way you're like, hey, did you know that and this and that? You are already ahead of the game now, and you don't even know it just by using the words that you're using because of what I shared with you guys now. Because you know when I say debt matrix, you guys know it's true. It's like, oh yeah, that's for real. Yeah, math says all that's true. You can't touch it. You can't move it. You can't, but it's there. We know it's there. It don't like we know like if a debt slaves finance cars for 84 months so they can park them at work for 84 months. That's why they do that. So they can say, hey, driving to work and say, hey, look out the window. Hey, everybody, everybody, look out the window. Look in the parking lot. That's my car, along with everybody else's finance car. They're gonna be like, hey, which one? There's a whole bunch of new ones in there. Oh, it's the new Cybertruck. Come on now, it's the only one in there. I'm the first. Oh man, that was funny. I was just thinking of that as I'm speaking. It's funny. My manager was talking about putting furniture on his. Oh God, putting furniture on his credit card because it was 0%. That's the bait they put on the hook. That zero, you got to remember. Here, imagine this. This is the hook. You see that 0%? It fits right on the hook, right there, and it just dangles. And then they just drop it. Hey, listen. And then they just drop it in the debt. They woo. See, like that, it's just that 0% dangles on the hook, just like that. And then they just cast it. Woo! Come back with a few debt slaves. Oh, oh man. It was 0% interest. I thought about what you said about keeping your mask. Yeah, you better keep that mask on. You won't have no. Hey, listen. You won't have. You want. Your managers are gonna be mad at you. That's my finance pet outside. Sure is. Financing pets. Debt slaves. You guys. Listen. Inside the debt matrix, you guys finance pets. You guys finance pets. Come on, man. You guys got to stop it. You guys got to stop it. Stop it. That is not cool. That's not cool. That is not cool. You do not. You guys got to stop it. Oh yeah. Hey, Brandon. They finance the taxes on it too. They finance the taxes. They finance the taxes. Did I get a button or something? I sure did, didn't I? Can you guys still hear me? Let me make sure something. Okay. Make sure you guys, hold on, let me see something. Testing. Okay. All right, cool. Just make sure. All right. Honestly, it's hard to, they finance, remember, it's the pet plus tax, the price of the pet plus tax, and they finance the whole thing. So they finance the pets and the taxes of the pet with the interest rate of their credit card. Sean says, honestly, it's hard to watch people be stuck in it is very difficult. But that's the psychological part of it all that you guys must remember. You can't be involved. You can't interfere. They're part of it. Now, if they come to you, only if they come to you and say, hey, I see you're not stressed out. I see you don't be tripping every time. I see you don't be begging for overtime. Every time the manager comes out and says who wants overtime, I see you chilling in the back and you ain't coming up there begging. Why are you not doing that? If they come to you, then tell them. But if they don't come to you, don't say nothing, because this is key. Here's another thing I want you guys, especially young S&D family members. Your energy is important. Your time is important. Do not waste it on a debt slave that doesn't care about being a debt slave or doesn't know it or whatever. It doesn't really matter. I'm just saying, do not waste your precious energy on that, because they just, and you have to accept, because this is going to be the hard part. Brandon, Sean, this is going to be the hard part. When you see a family member, you clearly see that they're a debt slave, and you clearly see that they're not coming out. You can't say nothing. It's going to hurt. You can't do anything. You can't say anything. You got to let them be, and you have to accept that they are part of the debt matrix, because millions of them are. It doesn't discriminate: white, black, Chinese, Asian, Russian, whatever. It doesn't matter. Everybody's a debt. If you got debt, they're debt slaves. It doesn't matter their religion, nothing. People in the debt matrix, they don't know. It has nothing to do with any of that. None of that. But don't get involved. I do not waste my energy on nobody. That includes family. That includes anybody. Anybody that comes in my life with negative. Hey, when you don't have, let me make sure I tell you guys this too. When you don't have negativity in your life, when it comes in, it's easy to spot. No. I don't care if you understand it or not. It doesn't matter. I understand it. See you later. I don't listen to debt people's problems. Oh man, I'm late on this bill. Hey, you talking to the wrong person. I don't want to hear none of that. Brandon says, my cousin pays $720 a month. We're struggling with money. It's a woman too. I told her if she got rid of the car, that would help her finances, but she ain't trying to hear that. If they let the car go, guess what? People are gonna think she's broke, well, she already is. Debt slaves don't even realize you guys are only fooling each other inside the debt matrix. You guys all you got to do is this. Do you have a car payment yet? If if you got a car payment and all your friends have car payments, That's why you guys are friends. You guys understand that? That's why you guys are all friends. You're probably thinking, well, why would you say that, LJ? Because when you guys have payments, you guys talk about your financial problems and stuff like that. People with no debt, we can't be around people like that. You can't. You can't. A person on the positive side cannot be around a debt slave. You just can't. You guys start talking about investing and the properties you own, and it's all bank owned. You guys are talking about everything owned by the bank. We cannot be around people like you. That you can't. You guys don't even know you don't own nothing, not even yourself. You don't even own yourself. You think we're going to listen to a debt slave give financial advice and you making car payments? Absolutely not. S&D family members, we can hear you, we can see you guys. It's just the way you guys talk, look. Uh, it's not really that difficult. And then as soon as you guys start talking about Bitcoin or the new Tesla coin and you're making car payments, I'm not listening to anything you're saying, nothing. I feel like I did everything wrong financially, but the only thing I ever did right was I've never had a car payment. You know, and you know what, even that, Brandon, that's part of the exiting of the debt matrix. Because I did the same thing. Oh my God, if I knew this in my 20s, if I knew that, that's all part of it. That's all part. And soon you'll understand that you'll realize how happy you should just be to know right now, today, just to know. That will overshadow of what you thought you should have, this and that, da 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 da. Right? That's all part of the program stuff. I seen the repo man go crazy in my in my neighborhood, and I just told myself I'd never finance a car. Yeah, that's great. Hey, I'm glad you noticed that. That's a good. Many people don't pay attention to that. All you got to do is watch finance repo videos. You see the people all the time. They get pissed. Don't you take my car? That's not your. They can't. If you own the car, there's nobody in the world can come get it if you own it. If you own your car, nobody can come get it. If you own your car and a tow truck pulls up, you call the police because that's called theft. You're right about that, Sean. You're right about that. I'm glad that I kept my student loans for 10 years. Sure did, 10 years. Scared to look at them. I remember I was scared to look at them student loans for years. I just didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to see the balance. I was like, oh my God, that's the price of a car. All this stuff was going through my mind. Oh man, that's the price of a car. That's this and that, da da da. None of that means nothing. I'm so glad I paid off them student loans. Oh, sometimes I sometimes I think about the company that like Rocket Mortgage or some company that got me that FHA mortgage back then. Because I remember as soon as I financed that house, they were like, hey, you got equity in there. You could pull out this equity and you could do this. I was like, really? Yeah, I said, I'll take that too. I took it all. If I was smart, I would have took that money and paid off my student loan debt. That's what I should have did. That's what I should have did. They offered it to me. That was enough to pay off my student loan debt. I should have just took it and paid off my well, not all of it, but the majority of it, pay off the student loan debt. But of course I was a debt slave and I was not thinking about paying off any debt. I was thinking about just what I could buy with it. And they knew that too, because I was getting into that stupid FHA mortgage loan. That is a very smart move, man. Luckily, you know what's so crazy though, Sean? Luckily, I did not. At least I was smart enough to not go to college right out of high school, because I knew, I was like, I don't even know what I want to go to school for. And I don't even have no money to go. So I'm going to get a job. And I went to college later, like when I was like 20, 29, 28. I went into my late 20s, and I already knew at that particular time, I knew I was going straight into computers, because I was like, and this is what's crazy. I want you guys to really understand this. I live in Seattle, Washington, and I remember this is what I said to myself, because I wasn't in computers in 1995. I wasn't quite in computers yet, but I remember when Windows 95 came out. Microsoft made it such a big deal. They brought in rock bands. I mean, they made it a big deal. And I didn't really understand what made it a big deal, because I didn't understand computers. But once I got into computers, and then I saw where Windows came from, Windows 3.1 to Windows 95, the interface was night and day. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I understand what the big deal was, right? After I got into computers, right? But that was the reason why I got into it. I was like, that must be pretty serious. I said to myself, for for Microsoft to invest all this time and money into this Windows computers, they're the future. And then I just dived into it. And I just got into computers and networking and blah, blah, blah. So student game is cold. Yeah, what it is, and you think about it, Brandon, what it really is, the debt slaves don't know. They they're being purchased at the age of 18, because you can't bankrupt any of that money. So what that means is that you're being bought, because you have to pay back every penny. There's no getting, and I want people to listen. There's no getting out of that. You have to pay every single back by working or producing a business or something. You got to do something. You have to. You're purchased. They're actually purchased at the age of 18, because the majority of people right now, their oldest debt, if you're listening, if your oldest debt is your student loan debt, and if your student loan debt is older than your mortgage, you're in the debt matrix. You own nothing, not even yourself. Your student loan debt being your oldest debt tells you, I mean, think about it. You went to college for 4 years, but you kept your student loans for 20, 30. That doesn't make any mathematical, financial, nothing. Coming to reality with that is very difficult. It's going to test your brain. That's going to test your mental state to accept, wait a minute, I don't own nothing. Now I know, and this is just my opinion. I want you guys to understand that. This is just my opinion, okay? But when you guys see homeless people and all this stuff on the streets and this and that, I know TV wants you guys to think it's drugs. And, it's all drugs. It's all mental problems. I know, but you know what I see too? People that didn't wake up. They went through their whole life believing that they own houses with mortgages, cars with car loans, and their job was going to take care of their retirement for them. And they believe retirement is an age, and they really thought it takes 30 years to buy it. Retirement's not an age. That's a program in the debt matrix, people. That's not for real. If you can choose to retire whenever you want. But when you do you see what I teach and do when I change people's lives, I'm never retiring until my body can't function anymore. Do you understand that? I don't want to ever retire from this. Retirement means you want to leave where you've been at, and this and that. But here's the psychological part of it all. You guys have a job for so long, your name tied to a title. You don't know what to do with your name alone without a title. What is it then? That's what you're going to struggle with. It's going to take a lot of mental strength to understand that, to accept it. I didn't wake up until age 40. You understand that? 40. Now I know you guys think, oh my God, that's old. I know when you hear a 20-year-old, when I hear a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old say, oh, he's old, and this and that, You're only saying that because you're 20 and 30. So I don't really take offense to it or anything. You're just a young person saying it. That's it. I don't think I'm old. If you think, hey, that's just your opinion. It really doesn't bother me. But young people don't really understand that. They just think you have to get here. You have to get here to 55, 54. How are you going to take? Are you going to be taking care of yourself the whole time? Or what about your brain? You taking care of your mental state? There's a whole bunch of pieces to get here and look like this. All this is not this takes work. This is not free. It takes work. Young people just think, hey, I mean, when I go outside and I'm walking around with no shirt on, and I see a 30-year-old, a 29-year-old out of shape, good luck. I promise you, young man, listen, by the time men are my age, a lot of them they're getting out the game because their stuff ain't working no more. They didn't take care of themselves. When a woman sees me, she can clearly see everything works. I promise you that. I promise you that. She can clearly see I have no problems. Yeah, I can just be a walk, carry myself. I don't have any issues, not none. I hope you're listening, young people. I hope you're listening. Take care of this. Get out of debt. Hey, listen, I'm giving you guys the key right now. If you want to be wealthy for the rest of your life, you want generational wealth, because once you cross over, there's no going back. You're not going to be like, oh man, forget this debt-free life. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and start making car paint. No, no, it doesn't work like that. Young people think 30 is old. That's crazy. You better stop watching TV. You better stop watching TV. But I promise you this, young people, get out of debt. Your dating life is going to change. Your job career is going to change. Your family dynamic for you, everything's going to change. You're not going to have any problems dating. You're not. You're not. I'm going to tell you right now. You're not going to date a debt slave. You're most definitely not going to procreate with a debt slave. You definitely won't marry a debt slave. You won't. Man or woman, doesn't matter. Guys, young guys out there, oh man, if she got a man, she got a body. No, let me tell you, young people, young guys, this is what I'm gonna tell you. Don't believe it, okay? Don't believe it. You get out of debt, right? Once you get out of debt, you become free and you feel freedom. And then when you go out to the dating world, you're gonna be like, okay, what if I get her pregnant and she's in debt? Yeah, that's how you're gonna think. What if she gets pregnant and she's in debt? You're going to be attached to her for the next 20 years of your life. You're automatic. Do you want to do that? That means you would tie yourself. Listen, you freed yourself from the debt matrix. You have sex with a debt slave. Which is going to tie you to the debt matrix legally. Now you're tied. You don't even have a choice no more for 20 years now. Can you imagine knowing that you freed yourself from a place that you tied yourself to? That would be like you might as well put me under a faucet and let water drip on my forehead for 20 years. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, you're a square. You don't, hey, whatever, girl. I don't care what you call me. Whatever. Hey, whatever. Your thing don't work. That's why you think, hey, whatever, that slave. Hey, listen, go to work. Go back to, don't you got to go to work in the morning? That's what I would say. Don't you got to go to work? As soon as they start throwing insults, I'll be like, don't you got to go to work in the morning? You should get some sleep. You got a long 8 to 10 hour day. You should get some sleep. Ruthless, huh? That's how it is. It seems like that, but it's not. I guarantee you, women, when they speak to me, they would never understand. They would never hear a guy talk the way I talk. Never. Guarantee you, every woman that talks to me, they always say, "You talk different." I know. What's payments got to do with everything? Especially the people that like to brag about what college they went to. You turn to me, you got your student loan debt? Yeah, well, date's over. All right, let's get on out of here. SavingsMinusDebt@gmail.com is my email. I'll have it in the details of this video. Like I said, if you want to free yourself, that's how. I mean, I give you the keys. I give you the blueprint. Give you the blueprint. Free yourself. I feel like framing the paid in full letters are better than framing it. Sure is. I told people that pay off their student loan debt, because we have SMD family members that have. I said, frame that payoff letter and put it in your office, put it above your doorway, put it someplace where somebody walks in and say, "What's that?" Because nobody hardly sees those. That's a paid off. That's a paid off student loan letter. That's what that is. That's better than a mortgage right there. Sure is. You're welcome, Sean. Thank you for waking us up. This is the best financial channel on YouTube. Thank you, sir. I want you guys to see this is, and I want to share this with the SMD family too. I had an SMD family member. I'm not going to say specify gender either, so I'm just, because this person just told me, but this person showed me that they were a multi-millionaire now, and they were so excited to show me. See, and what I want people like you, Sean, I want you guys to take this information. I want you guys to go out there and become multi-millionaires. And when you guys hear from me, you know that's what I really want you guys to do. No jealousy, no hate. I don't care if you guys made even more than me. I want you guys to be able to excited enough to be able to call me and say, "Hey, man, let me show you something." Because you won't be able to show nobody else, because they'll be like, "Hey, give me some." Because you want to be able to show somebody, say, "Look at that. I've never seen that much money in my account. Look at that," And I'll be somebody that will see it and be really genuinely happy for you, because I want you guys all to take this knowledge and just do it, man. It's a superpower. It's a superpower. They don't know. They don't know we're walking around when they're talking about financial moves and stuff. We can automatically know, "Oh, you're a debt slave." Sure is. I can just tell by the way you're talking. What's up, Jacquees? Wondering where people are getting vacation money with student loans and they're financing, Jacquees. All you got to do is break it all the way down. You got to accept it, Jacquees. They have no money. So everything you see them do on their social media, everything you see them do when they go out to eat, every time they take food and say, "Hey, look at this alcohol I purchased. Look at this, da, da, da." Remember that. All of that is financed. All of it. "Hey, look, I paid $800 for this bottle of this and that." Financed. Financed. When you find peace in yourself and you really are happy within yourself, you don't really, I don't really have a desire to prove to everybody on social media that I'm happy. "Hey, look, I'm here. Look what I did. This is what I did that. I did this. I did that." Why you tell every single day, every single move? That means it's usually the opposite of what you're trying to show me, because you keep shoving it down my throat. Afford means you can pay cash, get the title, not payments. Well, that's the psychological part, soon to rise. Debt slaves mean afford means they can afford the payment. Buy, when they use the word buy, the word own, they really mean finance, but they don't know that they mean finance. They don't know that. And listen, this is a dead giveaway. All you got to do is this: give a debt slave a mathematical problem that will end up in a negative result. So say like this: you go up to them and say, "Hey, what's 5 minus 10?" Right? -5. If you give a debt slave a mathematical problem, I kid you not. You guys think I'm joking? You could test it right now. Go to a person that you know is in debt. Give them a mathematical problem that will result in a negative number result. They will never say negative blah. They will just say 5. So say like I said, "Hey, what's 5 minus 10?" They'll say 5. You'll be like, "No, it's not 5." "Yes, it is. It's 5." "No, then you say it. "No, it's -5." "Oh, yeah. It's -5." "No, it's not. Yeah. That's totally different. That's totally opposite. That's totally opposite. That's like saying, "Hey, meet me on the west side of town," and then you're waiting and they're never showing up, and you say, "Hey, where you at?" "I'm on the east side of town." "Oh yeah, that's the same thing." Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. Nothing worse than seeing a person brag about having a mortgage house and being a wage slave. Sure is nothing, but they don't know. That's what's going to make you guys. And this is a transition for the S&B family. I want you guys, because it's psychological. That's what's going to help you not really like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. That's stupid." You're going to really just like, "Oh, okay, they're just running the program. They're in the debt matrix. They're part of the housing market. That's why they're talking like that." That's what even when you guys see professional finance people, they tell their people that they can invest while having a mortgage and how to do it. They're not being mean or evil. They're just running the program because what they're doing is mathematically impossible. You can't do any of that. Dave Ramsey is a good example for it in his baby steps. It says right there in his baby steps, when you get down to your mortgage, start putting away money into retirement, the kids' college plan. None of that is true. You can't do any of that. But he's not doing anything mean and evil. He's just running a business. Okay, so you guys, but that's the psychological part. So you guys don't say, "Oh my God, Dave is like," no, he's not lying to him. He's not doing anything wrong. That's just a business. That's how. If you believe, listen, if you believe that you can do something that's not mathematically possible, that they taught you in elementary school that you can't do that, that's your problem. So you have to pay for that. That's called I don't know tax. Interest on borrowed money. That's all of that is called I don't know tax. That's everything. I don't know. You have to pay for not knowing. You pay. Making payments on headstones. Yeah. And you know what's so crazy with me? I'm like, "Hey, when I'm out of here, just cremate me. Just cremate me." It's like, I don't know. I always thought about it like this. If they buried me in a place in the state of Washington, that means you have to always be here to if you want to visit my site. That means you got to live in Washington for the rest of your life. I wouldn't even want to do that to nobody. Travel around the world, keep me in your heart. That's it. I had my turn. After paying my student loans, I lost all desire to climb the corporate. Yeah, that's what happens. That's exactly what happens. Climb the corporate ladder. I can't stop thinking about getting my own business. That's what happens. That's exactly what happens. Go to school, get a job was a big lie to keep. Nope, it wasn't a lie. Okay, remember, I want you guys to train your brain. It's not a lie. It's how it works. Okay, that's it. It's not a lie. They didn't do anything to you. Nobody. It's just part of the program. The sooner you accept it, just accept it. That's part of the program. Nobody told you. Now you know. You get out of it, and you just tell you now. Put it this way: once you have this information, you're going to automatically tell your children. Once you have this knowledge, and you ain't even have children, say like you have this knowledge now, and you don't have children yet. First of all, you're going to make sure you're going to have the right person to have children with. I guarantee you that. You're not going to have it all willy-nilly, not accidentally. That is not going to happen. You are not going to accidentally procreate with a debt slave. I promise you that. All the hard work to get out of debt and you just going to tie yourself right back to it, that's not going to happen. Anyway, you find the person, you're going to automatically put this into your kids. And if your kids go out there and they decide they want to hang with the debt slaves, they're going to automatically know that they're not going to be able to come back to their parents and ask for nothing because they already know. Parents will sit back and relax. What you want to ask me what? Can I coach? Are you crazy? They wouldn't even dare crack their lips and say that. They wouldn't do that. That's why I always say the knowledge I'm sharing with you guys is generational. You are going to automatically share this with your children. Automatically. Right out the gate. They're going to automatically see two parents always happy, never fighting, never bills, hours at work, missing games. Listen, missing all the games and the school functions and all this. Oh, I had to work overtime. None of that's going to happen. Everybody's going to be there. It's always going to be peaceful in the house. That's how it works. That's how it works. They say, oh man, over 50% of divorces end because of money. No, it ends because of debt. That's how it ends. Debt. It is just business. It's just business. It's psychological. And I want you guys to really start grasping it. I want you guys to really just like, okay. But like I said, the hardest part is going to be this. It's going to be the people that you love. That's going to be the hardest. The people that you like, the love that you see that they're debt slaves, the people that you love, that they bring negativity into your life, they have to be eliminated. Eliminated. And you have to be direct. You can't beat around the bush. You have to look them in the eye and say, you're out of here. Sorry. Why? Because of this. No one, make sure everything's clear. You have to be direct. I'm very direct. I make sure there's no misunderstanding. I'm not talking to you because of this. So you want, oh, I feel like this. I don't care what you feel like. I don't care. How you feel about it is irrelevant to me. You got to learn to accept it. What's the minimum amount of debt should you consider? Chapter 7. You know what? Everybody's debt is different, really. You know what? If you say like this, say like you are 20 years old and you have $20,000 worth of debt. Do not file bankruptcy. Work and pay that debt off. It'll teach you more of a lesson. Don't do that. Bankruptcy chapter 7 is for real. That's say like this. Say like you are 39. And you woke up but you're in like $700,000 worth of debt and you got a job making $40,000 a year. I would say go get a lawyer and go file for chapter 7 bankruptcy and free yourself, because you're never going to do that. You're never getting out of that ever. But if you wake up, chapter 7 is there, created by the United States of America. It's there for a purpose. It's a key. For me, how I look at chapter 7, it's for people that have woken up and said, oh, I'm a debt slave. Okay, I'm really deep. I'm deep in debt. I need a get out of debt free card, but I will never go back and do that again. I will be participating in the economy positively. That's what I teach you. I teach you how to participate in the economy positively, which benefits all. I think the cool thing about being debt free is that you can live wherever you can live wherever, for real, for true. I've been saying that all the time. That's for real. I try to tell people that you can live anywhere you want. Housing prices, listen, housing prices that you see on the buildings, they no longer apply to you, to us. That's for people, that's for debt slaves who finance houses. You guys pay those prices, not us. You guys pay that. When you guys go look up the house value and say, hey, this house is worth this and that, you guys think it's yours? No, you're looking up the value of the bank's house. That's not your house. Learning to accept it. Good, good. It takes a while. It's psychological because it takes a minute. I just recently checked my credit score and good score, and seeing zero debt in all places was the best thing I've ever seen. Congratulations, you're right. I don't even listen. Hey, T, I don't even know what my credit score is. I don't care. I don't even care. People always ask me, hey, LJ, what's your credit score? I don't know. Why? And listen, I'll get an alert that it did this and went down and went up. I'm like, why does it do all that? That's just the stupidest nonsense. And you know what the first thing I do when I get an alert, I go in there, I say, turn off alerts because I don't want to see that stupid nonsense. I don't care. They always have you noticed that when you sign up for like Credit Karma or any kind of, they always have the alerts on by default. As soon as you sign up, you start getting all these alerts to your email. Hey, your credit score went up. You better go do something. That's made to scare you guys. Oh my God, what happened? My credit score went down because of what? Let me go look. And then you guys log in, and then they show you something. Hey, if you go get this debt right here, this will help with your credit score if you sign up for this credit card. Oh my goodness, this is so stupid. Turn off alerts. Turn off everything. I don't care. Inflation and interest rates only matter to debt slaves. That's it. You're right. You're right. They don't mean anything to us. Nothing. They're like, hey, the feds are going to drop the interest rates on the mortgages. So what? So why are you telling me? I don't care. Hey, listen, but if look, I do care if I was in the real estate selling houses. That's when I do care. But if I'm not financing, I don't care. That has nothing to do with me. Nothing. Tunaraj says, I just get up and go. Some of the jobs pay the same in other cities. Yep, get up and just go. That's that freedom, baby. I love that, man. Let me tell you something, you guys, especially the younger guys. When I walk around and do my thing or drop packages off or whatever I'm doing for my business, right? People just look at me. They could just look at me. I could see people look at me trying to figure me out. They're like, damn, what's up with that dude? Is he rich or something? He look like he just don't. I have my flip flops on, have my little shirt on, just in shape. Look, they're like, okay. First they're trying to figure out my age because I got a full gray beard, but I look the way I look and I have a tight shirt on. They can see a six pack, ripping the caps off. I have a tank top on. They're trying to figure me out. All that stuff going through their minds. I see it all. You know what they're seeing? They're seeing that peace and that light shine through. That's what they're seeing. I know what they're all seeing. I know what everybody's seeing. They're looking at my skin. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you what it is. That's peace and freedom, baby. That's what that is. It does wonders for your skin. Gets away, stops wrinkles. Everything. It's beautiful, baby. Beautiful. Shit. If I had this knowledge in my 30s, man, you guys don't even understand. You don't even understand. Listen, I'm mad because Elon Musk is ahead of me. He's ahead of me. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. Warren Buffett ain't reached out to me by now. What's his problem? Doesn't he know we can do wonderful things together? Man. All right, man, I'm about to wrap it up. It's getting late. I know it's late for you guys. Oh, yes. You guys on the East Coast, man. Thanks for staying up with me. It's late over there, 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. I'm on Pacific time, 10 o'clock. What should young guys do? What do you mean do? What do you mean what you should do? What's that mean? This is what I got. This is what I suggest. When you become debt free, figure out something that you would love to do that wouldn't feel like work. Excuse me. Like, think about this. And I want you guys to understand. I want you guys to see me molding this. This hasn't blown up all over the United States yet, but it will. And then it'll blow up all over the world, but it will. So you guys are seeing me mold it right now. You guys are seeing me take something that I love and turn it into a business. Okay. That means I'm doing something that doesn't feel like work. That means I'll never work a day in my life. So I'm building it now. So what you guys can do is take this gift, and then you guys add this gift to whatever business that you're going to create. You have to add it in there somehow. Figure it out. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to restrict yourself. Oh, that's too big. You guys hear me speak. I already tell you, it's going to be all over the United States and the world. It's just, I already know. The world just doesn't know yet. You guys already know that. I already know that I know something that billions of people don't know. You guys already know that. So I'm doing something that has never been done before. You guys are watching me do it. So you guys watch how I'm using my gift. You guys take some of the, oh, he's doing this. He has no restrictions. He's just saying it. You guys hear me speaking it out loud. Da da da. That's what you guys do the same. You guys speak it out loud as if it exists already, because it does. For me, it already does. You guys can just hear me speak. It already does. He said, I like the Pacific time more, but shout out to all East Coast timers. Yeah. But you know what's so crazy? When I lived in South Carolina, I loved, maybe it's just me, but it felt like I was 3 hours ahead of everybody on the West Coast. You know, I'm up before everybody. It felt like I got a 3 hour head start to do stuff. I don't know. That's what I felt like. It felt awesome to me. I love living in South Carolina. It was beautiful there. Oh, what'd you say there? I live in the Midwest now, but I'm from the Bay. Okay, all right. Thought about moving back once I'm debt free. You know what? Think about it this way, Brandon. When you're debt free, you can be wherever you want to be. Just think about it that way. Free yourself. Everything you're working for right now is your freedom. You're getting your papers right now. And that's what the debt slaves don't realize. Your credit reports are your debt slave papers, people. Those are literally your papers, literally. Once you get your papers, you can prove to everybody that you're free. Because these papers cannot be faked. They can't be faked. People don't even know that the papers prove that you own yourself. That's why I made a video. I think I made this video like 4 or 5 years ago, showing my entire credit report. I logged into my Credit Karma so everybody could see it. I did something that nobody else on the internet has done. Nobody does it. Nobody thought, hey, listen, people thought it wasn't even a big deal. Oh, what's that? I did something nobody else does. Nobody's seen that. Nobody, because they don't know. They don't know. I'm out too, you guys. I'm out of here. You guys have a good night. Thanks for staying up. For you guys catch it live, you guys catch it later. If you didn't, I'll do more. Hey, man, I'll do more on camera. I know you guys been asking me to get on camera more, but I'll do more of them. All right. I watched an old stream where you reacted to a guy in $600,000 of student debt trying to buy a house. I know. I did a lot of those back then. Do you think being a wage slave is just as bad as being a dish? No. Because you got to remember, when you're debt free and you have a job, Luzon, you're using the job as a tool. Okay, so a tool to generate money. So I'm not saying debt-free people don't have jobs. I'm saying like this: once you are debt-free, you won't have a job for long. I promise you that. I promise you that you won't have a job for long. I promise you that. All right, you guys. You guys have a wonderful night. Take this knowledge, become multimillionaires. Share with me. I want to see it. I want to hear about it. I want you guys all just to do it, man. Just do it. Ferrari, all that, all that, all that. All right, you guys have a good one. Later.